It's that time for the weekly pull. This is the weekly pull for June 10th, 2015, and we're going to see what I received in the mail this week. First up, we got Batman number 41, Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's run. Finally getting back on track, finally finding out what this is all about. We're going to have to read this and see. There are some spoilers that I've heard on the internet, but I'm waiting until I get my hands on it and read what it is about. Next up is Batman and Superman number 21. This one's by Greg Pak. Looking forward to getting back into this. Just getting back into this DC run in general because of all the Convergent stuff that has been going on. Going to read this and see what that one is all about. Up next, and we do have a lot of issues this week, so I'm going to be going through these kind of quick. We got Birthright number 8. This one is by Joshua Williamson. Just continuing the story we saw last week. She seems to be pregnant. That's an interesting story. I'm going to have to really get into this. I'm really looking forward to this. This series has had its ups and downs, but recently, really going good. I'm really liking this. The art is great. The story's good. Just looking forward to this one. Then we have Black Science number 15. This one, Rick Remender and Matteo Scalera. Amazing art on his hand. Good story. It's really getting action-packed and story-oriented. Looking forward to this. I always love reading this one every single week. This is by Image. Another Image comic. Chrononauts number 4, the final one by Mark Miller. Art by Sean Murphy. Gonna see how this story closes out. Two bros going on a journey through time. They got in a little trouble, got a little deeper than they would have liked, but we're going to see how this ends up. Then from DC, we have Constantine the Hellblazer, number 1. It's supposed to be going back to its dark roots, back to the creepy and gritty storytelling that it used to be instead of the New 52 version. I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be probably on my top of the stack. I really want to see what this is about, where the new direction's going with the new team, and we're just going to have to see how that goes. Next up, Copperhead, number 8, by Jay Ferber. I'm iffy about this one. I really liked it at first, and it kind of just seems to be coasting now. The first story and the first arc, with the coming to town and finding the person who murdered this family, this alien family, I really liked it. But now it just seems to be coasting. It's getting close to possible cancellation, so I'm gonna have to really, dive into this one and see what I'm thinking of it. Next up, Descender number 4 by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Really liking this. The art is beautiful. The story is good. And now Tim is back on the ship, and we're going to see, what they end up trying to do with him. I know there's a lot of skepticism with the Doctor, and may he be involved in all of this. Hopefully this gives us some answers, and I will let you guys know. Then we have Injection number 2 by Warren Ellis. The first one was nah. To say the least. I thought the art was okay. The story was very interesting for half of it. And it just, there were parts of it that could have been cut out, in my opinion. So this is a make or break for me. I really like some of his other work, Trees. So I know he's a kind of a slow starter, really getting the characterization and the plots going. So I will give this a read and see if I'm still on board. Same with this one. Like the first one pretty much. Kind of iffy about the second one, The Mantle by Ed Brisson. Gonna have to see where this one goes. If I like it, if I don't. It's superhero, but with an interesting twist at the end of the first one where the girlfriend ends up taking the mantle. So I am interested to see where it goes, but I'm not sure I'm going to be keeping this one either. And then we got Grant Morrison's Nameless number 4. Very interesting story. It started off very weird, non-understandable, but now it seems to be going in a good direction. Space thriller, and this one is definitely one I'm very interested in reading. This one I didn't even know I had on my subscriptions. Red Hood and Arsenal, #1. I was not interested in this, but I have it, so I'm going to give it a read, and maybe it'll change my mind. Who knows? But not really looking forward to it, to be honest with you. But I will read it, and I'll give it an honest go. Next up, we have Roche Limit Clandestiny #2, the continuation of Michael Marecki's Roche Limit series. Took a totally different turn on what it was before. It was almost Blade Runner-ish. Now it's more almost Alien-esque in the planet and everything. Interested in this, want to see where it goes. Then we have Saga #29. I don't really have to say much about this. It's fucking Saga. I mean, it's Brian K. Vaughan. It's Fiona Staples. It's, it's just everything about this is amazing. From Hazel to everybody, all the main characters, the Lion Cat, just everything. I love this series. I love this book. I probably will almost never review it because it is never disappoints me. So there's really no, just on here, it's awesome. If you have not read this, the trades are cheap. They even have the hardcover edition of the first 3 trades, and it's pretty affordable too. So if you haven't read this, what are you doing? Read it now. Then we have Savior #3. This is Todd McFarlane and Brian Holguin's series. Art by Clayton Crane. Story super interesting. Man who may be a savior, maybe the next coming of Christ. But it's the art that keeps me coming back, keeps me interested, keeps me on pages when I probably normally wouldn't be. Love the art. Story's awesome. Really looking forward to this. If you haven't been reading this and you're into kind of like a religious but more of like a thriller mystery with a sci-fi-ish twist, this is for you. I love this series. Then we have Star Wars Kanan the Last Padawan #3. Originally wasn't going to pick this up. I heard a lot of good things about it, so I thought, well, I'll give these first 2 issues a try. So I picked them up, read them, really liked it. I like the art. Honestly, I think this is the best art out of all the Star Wars series. The story's good, so now this is on my weekly pull, and I'll be getting them from now on until I don't like it anymore, which I don't see anytime soon. So I'm going to see how this one goes. Last but not least, The Walking Dead #142. Always a good book. Art, great. Storytelling, amazing. TV show, awesome. I don't even have to talk about this much. It's The Walking Dead. So if you're reading it, if you like it, you're already reading it. If you're not, it's at 142. I would go back and get the trades and see if it's something you're interested in reading on top of the TV show. I enjoy it because I get to see the similarities and differences in the TV show, and that's something I just really like to do. So this is on my weekly pull. So that's it for this week's weekly pull. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/geekeduptv, or you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/geekeduptweets. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and leave us some feedback. What did you get from this stack? What did you get that I didn't get? What are you reading? What interests you? Maybe I can find something new that I haven't heard of or maybe overlooked. So, like I said, let me know in the comments below, and I'll answer each and every one of you. Join me in a couple days for Top of the Stack here on Geek'd Up. Remember, always hug a xenomorph. Saving the day, and anybody needing saving, I'll be paving the way. I got a little temper with a little less to say. A sandstorm will stop me. Okay, it may. Now they're gaining on us, no time to relax. Fucking nuts, we're no longer attached. Now we're teaming up to take over the map. It's a lovely day if your name's Matt. And I'm not quite sure what this is completely about. I know it's about a number of individuals who all their life becomes a lot better because everything is not material. What I do know is that I'm really enjoying